let's just get into it. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Fortitude Fix. Welcome if you are new. My name is DaShanna, and I am here to have a little bit of a heart-to-heart with you, give you a little bit of an update on the girls and myself, and where we are right now in life. So I first off want to say happy Friday. It is about to be the weekend. The weekend is here, and I am filming this the same day that I am uploading it. So this is in real time. And yeah, I am so excited to kind of get back on this YouTube journey and make a few changes and just continue with something that I started years upon years ago. And I hope that you all will stick around and join me on this ride. So let's go ahead and just talk about kind of where I've been, what's been going on. So I want to go ahead and start with the girls. So the girls are doing great. If you are new here, I know that there are quite a few of you who have joined the Fortitude Fix family. Thank you so much for subscribing. I have not been the best or the most consistent, but hopefully that changes. I am doing some work internally and in life to show up and to be more consistent in the things that I love. So I have two daughters. I have two baby girls. One is 1 year old already. I cannot believe that. And the other is 2. She will be 3 in September. So Aurora is my youngest and Nova is the oldest. They are doing amazing. So Nova, like I said, will be 3 in September. We are potty trained. She does wear a pull-up for nap time and bedtime, but during the day she is in regular kitty underwear, and she has been doing great. We potty trained her with the 3-day potty training method back in December 2022, and so here we are in May, and she is amazing. No accidents. There was an accident, but it wasn't her fault. So it wasn't like your typical accident. She was wearing like a dress, and when she went to the potty, she didn't pull it up all the way. But she hasn't had any accidents in months, and I'm so proud of her. She basically at this point just disappears, and she's in the bathroom. She doesn't tell us anymore, and she just goes, and she knows all of the steps to using the restroom and wiping and washing hands and flushing and pulling back her clothes and all of those things. So we are super proud of her. She is our little soccer star. She is so good at soccer. Like I don't know where this came from or kind of what sparked the love for her in this, but I got her a soccer ball. If you all, actually I was sitting kind of right here when I filmed that video of what I got my kids for Christmas. So we got her a soccer ball for Christmas, and this is her jam. This is her jam. She loves it. She has a strong, very good kick, and yeah, she loves to be outside. She is very joyful and happy and extremely intelligent. She speaks very well. She asks lots of questions. She's the best big sister, and that 2-year-old, 3-year-old energy is coming through. Her personality is shining through, and she's just amazing. So we have been doing some schoolwork with her here at home, and we call it school, and she just wants to do school all the time. She really thinks it's fun. She thinks it's a game, and she loves to learn. So I made a couple videos about kind of the things that I got and how we use them, or 3 different activities I think I shared. So she loves kind of doing all of her like preschool at home with me while we figure out what we're doing. So again, her birthday's in September, and a lot of schools require that you are 3 by the time you enter, and that you are 3 by September 1, and she is born in mid-September. So we are figuring out what to do with preschool and potentially getting her started the following year and doing some stuff at home in the meantime. But again, more to come on that. Maybe I'll do some more videos. If you have any suggestions, and I don't know, if you know someone who was born in September, did they go to school early, or did they kind of go a little bit later where they were like the oldest in the class? Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, she is doing fantastic. Love her energy, and she's extremely tall for her age. We go places, and yes, she is technically 2 years old, but everyone thinks she's 4 or 5. simply because of her height, but also because she just loves to talk, and it's just so cute. So she's doing amazing. Aurora turned 1 on earlier this month on the 8th, and so she is walking. She's been walking since like 9.5 months, 10 months, and she has just been thriving. And I mean, a lot of people have said, like, when you have your second, they're a lot quicker on, you know, some things because they have their older sibling to look at. And yeah, she is keeping up with her big sister. No, you know, like, she is not holding anything back. So she is walking, she is running, she is speaking like mama, dada, and her new word is up. And so she will say up, up, and she uses it in the correct context. She uses it in the correct context, and I don't know, she's just adorable. She is so cute. She's very strong-willed, very determined. We call her like a tank. It's so funny because her big sister can be rough at times, and she will just take it, like, whatever it is. Like, Nova might run her over, and she just kind of gets back up and keeps going. So she had her 1-year doctor's appointment today, by the way. She was scheduled to have 6 injections. Didn't happen. We did 3 today, and then we will do 3 at a later date. And she had some blood work today, so this is the point where they actually draw blood, and we had to go to the lab, and we had to sit her on my lap, and they had to use the butterfly needle and all of the things. So it was quite a lot. My poor baby had to be poked twice because they were having some issues finding a vein. And if you've been watching my channel, same goes for me. Every time I go in, they're taking tons and tons of blood, and it takes forever for them to find a vein, or they are poking me multiple times, or they have multiple people come in and try to get a vein. So she takes after me in that regard. We did her regular 1-year blood testing for lead and anemia, and then we added in a few allergy tests just based on genetics and some allergies that her dad has, and we want to make sure with her specifically, she seems to be a little bit more sensitive in that way. I just want to make sure that I'm not giving her things that will trigger a certain response that we don't want. So we did that today. She is 2 feet and a couple of inches tall. She is 21 pounds and like 9 ounces. So I'm really, really proud and happy about that. And she is just doing well. Her height, her weight, her head circumference is all on the normal trajectory, is all on the typical trajectory, and I am just over the moon excited to have them and to watch them grow and watch their relationship with each other. They are currently napping right now, so I am taking every opportunity. I have experienced something interesting, and I wanted to chat with y'all about it. So the girls are good. Let's kind of chat about me. I posted a video where I talked about like me not doing so well, right? Just the level of sacrifice as a mom, you know, being a full-time mom who works, being a mom who works full-time, being, you know, although I do work from home, there still is like full-time work that has to be done on top of full-time parenting that never stops. And we have a nanny, but it's very, 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 very part-time, and so there isn't really a clear set, this is when I'm working in professional DaShanna, and this is where I'm at home with my kids and my husband being a wife, and everything just kind of bleeds together, and it just gets to be very overwhelming on top of running a household, dishes, laundry, all of the things. So I have been struggling a bit. With all of that, I have recently felt a little bit more breathing room to be able to grieve. It's something that I hadn't really talked about a ton or opened up a lot about, other than like saying my mom was sick and saying that my mom passed. But I am really in a place finally where I am giving myself access to those feelings. And when I say that everything kind of hit me like a ton of bricks, it did. And long story short, I have decided to take better care of me. And what I mean by that is that every video I tell everybody in my YouTube world to fill your cup. That is something that I have not been great at. All right, that was our grocery order. But what I was saying was, I say in every video to fill your cup. And I don't think that that is something that I have done very well as of late. So I have been doing the work to do that more often for myself. It is not selfish and it is necessary for me in particular. I was feeling extremely depleted. I give myself to everything and everyone, and then when it comes to me, I am not taking good care of myself. In order to switch that, I need to do the things that bring me joy, do the things that I am passionate about, and make time for caring for myself intentionally. So in the month of April, I did my gratitude journal and I did daily entries. And I know just through research that, you know, anxiety and, you know, resentment and those feelings really can't reside in the same place where gratitude does. And so I wanted to increase my gratitude to then not just be thankful for the things that I have, but also to be intentional in finding and picking out those things, even when days are hard. And I will tell you, there were plenty of days that were extremely, extremely hard. And if it wasn't for kids that were needing me to show up for them, I would not have gotten out of bed, and I would have failed at showing up in ways that would affect us negatively, right? If you have a job and you just stop showing up, that causes problems, right? And I needed to take back the control that I had felt that I had lost. I needed to deal with all of the feelings that were coming to the forefront for me, a lot of them leading back to the grief that I had felt and that I am feeling and processing with the loss of my mom. So with that said, I have done a few things, and I want to spend a little bit of time talking to you about the things that I am doing. Now, be very clear that this is a little hard for me. The educator in me, the the PK in me, the professional in me wants to show up with my I's dotted and my T's crossed, and I don't want to show so much of the ugly. I'm guessing for fear of judgments. I have always shown up authentically here on my channel. I feel as though I have also waited until something was done or something was complete, or that I felt like I had checked the boxes to then share with you what to do in case you needed any help or assistance, right? So all of the content that I have posted previous to this has been, this is something that I have done. Here's how it turned out for me. Here's, what happened. I hope this is helpful for you. After it's already been done. This is one of the first times that I'm showing up in the midst of my stuff, in the real time. And that is what I want to continue to do here on this channel. So you might have noticed that my banner has changed, my photo has changed from, if you were watching me back in the day when there were like 5 of y'all steady watching my channel, I appreciate you. I had like 7 subscribers at the time. And I was like, ooh, when can I make it to double digits, right? I'm trying to get to 10. Then I was like, ooh, 50? Like those times when I was just starting this channel and this journey, I'm appreciative of it. I just also know that my channel took off when I was pregnant. When my first video at that point that got me to monetization was finding out I was pregnant with Nova during the pandemic in 2020. And releasing that video, and then talking about my pregnancy with sickle cell, talking about my fibroids, all of these things I want to continue to talk about, but I just want to do it in a different way. There is a huge motherhood niche here on YouTube, and I feel like there are conversations that are being had and people that are kind of jumping on the bandwagon of certain videos that are known to maybe have a lot of views or attract viewers. And I felt myself falling into that trap of like, I am not showing up in the way that other mommy creators show up on YouTube. I don't know how to vlog. I'm terrible at it. I it's hard for me to do. I'm in real life. My kids are screaming. My house is a mess. And I don't feel comfortable having the camera up and I'm looking the way that I do, and you know, all of the things, because what I see is so beautifully curated and edited, and it removes what I feel some of that authenticity of what motherhood is really like. And I will be honest with you, I love my kids. I love them. I love them. I love them. I cannot imagine my world without them. But mothering, when you have lost your mother, I couldn't even have imagined mothering motherless. And it shows up for me every single day. Mother's Day just passed. It was also my 35th birthday, and my birthday falls on Mother's Day every, like, I don't know, 7, 10, 11 years, depending on what's happening in the world, like how the calendar works. But it fell on Mother's Day this year, and again, first time allowing myself access to these feelings of grief, right? Yes, I celebrated Mother's Day without my mother, but I was giving birth that day last year. And pregnancy, delivery, postpartum, my brain had nothing left for grief. It was survival. It was get this baby here earthside the best way that I can. Take care, nurture, feed, love my kids, and survive. And this Mother's Day just hit a little different. And I saw all these posts and these pictures of the moms with their kids and all these, again, beautifully curated reels and TikToks to the music and the beautiful, you know, credits and the songs and the picture slideshow. And I literally was just trying to breathe. I couldn't bring myself to post a picture. I couldn't bring myself to talk about how great motherhood is. I couldn't bring myself to celebrate myself in that way as a mother, because I have felt so lost and almost as if I was drowning. So, in an effort to show up authentically still, but in a different way, I'm going to talk about some of the things that I have done recently. One, I have allowed myself to set aside funds. So our family, we budget. We do a zero-based budget every month. All of the money that we get in the month has a place to go, whether it's towards bills, whether it's towards mortgage, whether it's towards the girls, whether it's towards savings, whatever, groceries. We have all of our money allocated. And so I made it a point to allocate money for me to do stuff, to allow myself the permission to take care of myself. And so with that, I got my eyebrows done, okay? I bought some new hair stuff. I went to Ulta and had a good old time, okay? I did an Ulta haul on this channel, but I went back again, and y'all, I just made another order. So I am doing things that allow me to come from a place of feeling abundant as opposed to coming from a place where I feel like I lack. It does something to my mental to feel like I can say yes. I feel like I've had to say no to things that I wanted for so long. And even in like childhood, right? Like even just, it was always for the betterment of something or someone else. And I'm not okay with that anymore. I need to take care of myself and pour back into myself and fill my cup. So I got some makeup. I got some skincare. You know, when I do go out of the house alone, I'm not always doing things for the family or for the household. I am doing things for me. I set aside money for an entire like new wardrobe and like being able to buy clothes again, right? That make me feel good. I used to dress to hide, and now I want to dress to feel good and to accentuate and to show my personality. That feels great. So that's one thing that I've done. The second thing that I've done, I touched on, is really just focusing on gratitude, focusing on my thoughts and changing my thoughts, because then it changes my feelings and then that changes my behavior. And to be honest, my behavior I felt was lacking. I'm not showing up for myself. I'm not on YouTube. I'm not doing the things that I like. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I'm doing all this other stuff. If I change the way that I think, do the work, I can change the way that I feel. I feel better. I feel light. I feel happy. I feel excited. And then I'm able to behave accordingly, rather than all of the negative thoughts becomes the negative self-talk, becomes the horrible feelings about myself and the not showing up for myself or showing up in bits and pieces for everyone else. The third thing I did is I started going to the gym. I had a gym membership, paid for it month after month, never showed up. I showed up. And I'm very early on. Again, I haven't been doing this for very long, but I already feel a change, and I feel happier, and I feel excited, and it's time for me to do something for me and to just get my body moving. And the last thing that I will mention is that I have started therapy. So I found a therapist and we had a few sessions. I ended up switching therapists and I had my first session with my new therapist, and I'm excited about the work that we are going to do together. So I've already been given some homework, and a lot of it is around you know, my grief and the loss of my mom, and the parallel between the loss of her and also the loss of my bio mom, who passed away when I was 18 months old. And the homework that I have is to write a letter to them specifically with some prompts and some, you know, answering some questions while I write this letter. And then another one, they said it was optional, but I'm probably gonna do it, is a timeline of my life and the important things that have happened to me. I already know that on that timeline, there is going to be so many deaths and so many funerals and so much loss and grief. And when you think about patterns of behavior, and when you think about the issues that I brought up previous and earlier on in this video, it stems back to a lot of this. And we set some goals. So again, in my therapy session, one of them was really about kind of working through the grief that I'm experiencing. Another one was just related to how I show up in my relationship, and another was about my self-confidence and my sense of worth, and getting back to the drive and the goals that I have for myself that I feel are just so out of reach. How do I actually get past that mental block, you know, or the fear of failure that is holding me back? So those are the main things that I have been doing. I definitely intend to add to the list. I definitely feel that being a mother and a wife who has lost their mother, who is dealing with so many kind of conflicting feelings at the same time, and the stress that having 2 kids 2 and under has taken a toll. And there needed to be some sort of stopgap. There needed to be some sort of halt, because it wasn't getting prettier. It was getting worse. So I am here to work toward keeping myself more accountable, and this is one way I will do that. I am super excited about some of the video and the topic ideas that I have. I will be showing up on this channel once a week. That is what I can commit to. That is what will keep me consistent. And I hope that you will continue to stick around for the ride. I am going to also challenge myself to put this video up unedited, because if I don't, then I will spend a ton of time editing, trying to make it perfect. And it doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. Being a Black mom in America of 2 Black girls is hard. It is hard. In this motherhood space, especially here on YouTube, I don't see a ton of moms that look like me that have the same experiences that I have had, or that talk about it being different. And before anyone kind of comes in my comments talking about the, you know, why bring race into it? You're a mom, we're all moms. That's true. However, in addition, there is multiple other layers of that, of motherhood and Black motherhood that is specific to Black mothers. And I want to talk about it. One of the things my previous therapist had mentioned is talking about my mom and talking about the experiences that I've had, and this being Mental Health Awareness Month, I'm gonna do it. And I process very well through talking. Even when I'm in front of the classroom, when I do my speaking engagements, when I'm in front of the classroom, when I do speaking engagements, when I'm on my podcast, I process through talking. And this is a platform that I have built and that I want to continue to grow and create as a space for all of those people. And I've seen it. I've seen it in my comments. I've seen it where I have been told that no one has said XYZ before. No one has talked about this before. I plan to talk more about me because I am not just a mom. I wanted to be a mom since I can remember, but that is not all that I am. And there's so much more to me than my worth as a mom or my worth as a professional, or, you know, the degrees that I have. And I want to build something here and continue to build, as well as doing the work on the inside over here. So with that said, I'm gonna check on the kids. They are still asleep. I'm looking at the monitors. I am letting them sleep today, okay? Today, listen, y'all need to sleep. I am going to drink from my Stanley cup that I allowed myself to purchase, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish my work day and plan to have a beautiful afternoon with my kids. While I get this video up today in real time, I wish you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all next week. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Come on, join the fam and click that subscribe button. I will see you in my very next video, and as always, remember to fill your cup. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm working towards filling my own cup, because I cannot show up in all the ways that I need to show up if I'm not showing up for myself first. And it's gonna be tough, it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be ugly, it's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be all of the things, and I just can't wait to share it with you. I'll see you next time. Bye.